For StateCollege.com, I'm Nate Mink here with Ben Jones. Wednesday practice, Northwestern week for Penn State football. We're reaching the halfway point here. This is actually the halfway point of the season. A bye week follows us, but before that, we obviously have a top 25 opponent finally coming to Beaver Stadium. Penn State looking for its first top 25 win since 2008 when they knocked off Michigan State at home in a game that sent them to the Rose Bowl. Ben, Northwestern obviously comes in here with an explosive offense, probably one of the most explosive offenses they'll see probably since Ohio this year. Put up 704 yards last week against Indiana, I believe. Kane Coulter's the guy for them that everyone's he's the guy everyone's talking about. They put him out at a wide receiver. He can play a little quarterback. They can do whatever they want with him really because he's just a greatly gifted athlete. Target Coulter, and if you figure him out, do you slow down Northwestern? What do you think the defensive approach is to stopping the Wildcats?
I think they're just going to have to find Coulter every time that the offense is out on the field, every time Northwestern's out there with the ball. If you know where he is, you know where a guy that can make a lot of plays with his feet and his arm is. Defensively, Penn State's going to be the best team that Northwestern's faced this year, and offensively for Northwestern, they've played a lot of teams that have not been the best competition that they could have faced. Obviously that they're capable of throwing the ball, they're capable of running the ball, but this week will be a real test for them to see if they can do it against a defense as good as Penn State's.
Like we always mention here, it's Wednesday here, and Wednesday is typically one of their hardest practice days, and we got to see a 10, 15, 20 minute sneak peek of practice just a moment ago, and one thing that immediately jumped out to me was just how fired up Bill O'Brien was, and everyone was.
More fired up than we've seen him in any week, I think, probably.
Why do you think that's the approach? Is it just to get these guys from becoming lax? I mean, like I touched on earlier, they do have a bye week coming up. Is it because they have they have an opponent coming in here in Northwestern that's undefeated and ranked obviously in the top 25 and kicking off October here, this is kind of a critical juncture in their schedule where you have Northwestern who's 5-0. You have a bye week, and then you go to Iowa for an 8 p.m. start, and then you obviously have the big game with Ohio State at the end of the month. Is it just time to get everyone fired up for what's really a key point in their season?
Yeah, I think some of it's the point of the season that it's in. Some of it's they come off an emotional win against Illinois with all the off-the-field stuff that they're going around. That Northwestern week lines up to be the kind of thing that you have an emotional letdown, and noon start. You don't know how many people are going to be there when it kicks off. You want to make sure that everybody's focused, and they understand that. You heard him say in there that you guys have beaten Illinois and Temple, and I'm sure he's not taking anything away from those teams, but Penn State's not where they want to be, and the season, like you said, is only halfway through, so they need to stay focused. They need to make sure that they're coming out with the same energy level that they've had for the first quarter of all the other games, and making sure that they take the first shot at Northwestern this week.
This will probably be as close to full strength as Penn State will be. Really, the injury report is almost a non-factor. Pete Massaro, Coach O'Brien said on Tuesday, is probably expected to play. He's been bugging out with a shoulder injury and a knee injury throughout the course of the year. So, that's another body on the defensive line. Really, the only absentees are going to be Naeem Wortman, the linebacker, and I guess that's it.
The injury report was not as long as it's been the past few weeks.
So there you go. Penn State should be really, really close to full strength, if not at totally full strength. Obviously, there's bumps and bruises that transpire and reticulate over the course of the season. Ben, prediction time. This is kind of another solid chance for Penn State to kind of make a case that they are relevant in the Big Ten, even though they have nothing to play for. Do they stick it out? It's a noon kick, so you have that factoring into everything. But how do you see this one shaking out Saturday?
I think Penn State's going to win. I think it'll be a closer game than their matchup against Illinois. I think Penn State just has too many looks on offense, too many weapons. Maybe not explosive weapons, but they're learning how to attack a defense in different ways. And I think this is going to be the best team that Northwestern's faced, and Penn State might be facing their best team this weekend. But I think when it comes down to it, Penn State's the better team right now.
Yeah, I'm still I'm not ready to make a prediction yet because I'm still kind of looking things over. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I think tempo is a really big factor in this game. Northwestern's going to kind of want to go fast, and Penn State has the ability to go fast with their NASCAR package. I think it's a question of whether they want to do that and engage in a shootout type game with Northwestern, or if they want to kind of grind it out with the run game and Winak and Zordich and kind of bruise them, beat them, and batter them down, so that this can be a fourth quarter and second half game where Penn State can kind of rise up and take it from there. So yeah, it's a bit of a cop out. I'm on the fence. If you put a gun to my head right now, I say Penn State ekes it out in the fourth quarter because of that reason. Because rotating the offensive linemen and rotating the defensive linemen and fresh bodies, saving some energy for the fourth quarter and second half, I think can pay a difference, a huge difference in this game. So we will see you Saturday from Beaver Stadium. Like I said, it's Penn State and Northwestern, and noon kick. ESPN televises. For Ben Jones, I am Nate Mink. See ya.